In the first part of this film, we spoke of some of the
Allah'ın
blessings of
salih kullarına vaat
paradise
ettiği
that
cennet
Almighty God
nimetlerinin
promises His
bazılarından
true
söz
servants, such as the
Doğa
beauties of
güzelliği,
nature,
zenginliği,
wealth, the delights of the
cennet
mansions of
mekanlarının
paradise,
güzelliği,
the delicious
lezzetli
foods,
yiyecekler
and
ve
delightful
güzel kokular
scents.
gibi.
These blessings
Elbette
will
bu
of course be
nimetler
far more
cennette
delightful in paradise
bizim
than those we
dünyada
perceive in this
algıladıklarımızdan
world.
çok daha güzel olacak.
In one hadith,
Nitekim
our
bir
Prophet,
hadiste
may God bless him and grant him
Peygamberimiz
peace,
sallallahu aleyhi ve
describes
sellem
the blessings to be
Yüce Allah'ın
enjoyed by the
salih
devout
kullarının
servants
sahip
of
olacağı
Almighty
nimetleri
God
şöyle ifade
as there would be bounties which the eye has not seen, and the ear has not heard, and no human heart has ever perceived. In our film, we shall be discussing, in the light of the hadith of the Prophet and of the verses of the Quran, the kind of moral values that people wishing to be deserving of paradise must possess. After that, we shall be looking at the physical and spiritual characteristics that believers will possess in paradise. Many verses in the Quran are about moral values and good manners besides main religious obligations such as prayer and fasting. God commands human beings to live by good moral values themselves and also to counsel others to do the same. In societies that obey the commands of God and in which everyone leads good lives, a spirit prevails that is similar to that to be found in the life of paradise. Muslims are God's devoted servants. They want to please God in everything they think, say, and do, and they act out of their fear and respect for Him. They never allow themselves to be tempted openly or in secret by any suggestion of Satan. They are pure in mind and conscience, and they go into the hereafter with this clear conscience. In the Quran, God reveals the purity of the Muslim spirit as follows.
Gardens of Eden, with rivers flowing under them, remaining in them timelessly forever. That is the reward of those who purify themselves.
In many hadith, the Prophet speaks of the noble qualities of those who enter paradise. For example, what are the things that most ensure they enter paradise? Fear of God and noble qualities of character. Our Prophet often reminds us in his hadith that we must be just, merciful, patient, generous, pure, chaste, honorable, and truthful. He also reminds us that in order to attain paradise, we must be benevolent both in private and in public, speak pleasantly, give thanks to God both in poverty and welfare, give almsgiving, seek knowledge, fear God, obey the prophets, refrain from arrogance, maintain dignity in times of need, and not resort to begging or shamelessness, be honest in business, be at peace in God, and be benevolent for the sake of God and the religion. All those qualities mentioned by the Prophet are required of Muslims who desire to earn the good pleasure and love of God. There are many features that believers will possess in paradise in addition to the moral virtue and blessings they enjoy in this world. One of them is human beauty. It is also one of the greatest delights in this world. God has breathed His Spirit into the human being, and he is of value because of his worship of God, obedience, and character. If perfect physical beauty accompanies these qualities, the blessing becomes complete and is something that everyone can appreciate. Here is a hadith in which human beauty in paradise is described. The maidens of paradise are like ruby and coral. One looks at one maiden's face and sees himself even more clearly than he would in a mirror, and the smallest jewel therein will illuminate the east and the west. The Messenger of God compared the beauty of the maidens of paradise to rubies and beautiful natural things like coral. The beauty of their smooth skin and the brightness of their faces are described as being clearer than when a person looks at himself in the mirror. In this world, the firmness of the skin lasts a very short time. The smooth beauty of young skin ages and becomes worn out, and it gains wrinkles from the problems associated with age. Therefore, such beauty in this world is transient. However, God promises those servants who please Him perfect and endless beauty in paradise. The Messenger of God said that beauty and youth will continue in paradise. The inhabitants of paradise will be beardless and black-eyed. Their youth will not end, nor will their clothes become old. The people of paradise will enter paradise beardless, with their eyes anointed with kohl, aged 30 or 33 years. The clothing worn by believers in paradise is also exceedingly beautiful and varied.